to the St. Louis Park Rec Center for the Section 2A Boys Hockey Championship. It's the number 4 seed, the Armstrong-Cooper Wings, taking on the number 2 seed, the Delano Tigers, for the section title. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, a new thing for Armstrong-Cooper in Class A this year for the first time. They advanced to the final for the first time, obviously, as a co-op, but only 3 section final appearances ever for Armstrong and Cooper combined, and the last one was 2001 for Armstrong. So definitely a new thing, definitely an exciting thing for both schools and all their fans and the younger players in the youth program.
Well, pretty exciting, you bet. It's been a magic season. They put together a pretty good season. They're 15-11-1, but they've gotten hot at the right time, and the biggest factor is their goaltending's gotten way better in this section run. They can score goals, and they're going to go after a big time to score a lot. If their defense works well tonight like it has in the section, we might see some more magic tonight from Armstrong-Cooper.
Delano advancing with a win over Breck. Armstrong-Cooper knocked off the top seed Orono in impressive fashion, 4-0. For Delano, you don't want to say it's become old hat, but they've been in 5 of the last 6 section finals in this section. They were an up-and-coming program for a while. Now they've kind of arrived. They're looking to get back to state.
Yeah, they are. And it's a turnover. They were a big scoring team. You know, they could put 10 goals on you years ago. Not this year. It's 2, 3, 4 goals maybe. They're steady. They're consistent. You look at their periods. They play very consistent all the way through. Play good defense. But the most important thing is they close out games in the third period, and that's been their secret so far this year.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest. Both of them left wingers on the first line. Noah Wiesjohn is a junior who's really kind of come alive in the playoffs here for Armstrong-Cooper, and he's got a nice pedigree in his family too. His grandpa, Bruce Johnson, was the first Armstrong coach, and then his dad, Todd Wiesjohn, was their coach for a while as well. So it's been a huge part of their family, this program.
Well, you know, maybe that tradition fell into the genes, and he stepped up to the plate. He scored 3 goals in the section so far this year. He's playing really well, 6-footer, and he's going to look small to these giants on the Armstrong team. But he's really been impressive. He's been aggressive. He's taking his time, working shots. He's always been a good playmaker guy, but he's finally taking some shots, and they're going in for him. So hopefully that'll continue tonight for him.
And for the Tigers, Adam Brown is a guy who'll play next to his brother on their first line, and just a good, strong performer for them, too. The term power forward was what Coach Garrett Van Bergen used to describe him.
Yeah, he'll play on the boards. He'll stick his nose in front of the net. He can move. He's got a good shot. He's a big boy. He's about 6'2". He'll be a presence in front. He's our leading scorer this year. He's done a great job, 38 points. He's got 4 power play goals. So he steps up big when he gets opportunities.
Unlike a lot of the top teams in this section, these two did not play each other. So it's always a little bit different thing when you've scouted a team versus having been on the ice against them.
Absolutely. You don't quite know what you're going to get. Both coaches said, yeah, well, we kind of expected to meet them. I'm not sure. But regardless, we're going to see nice contrasting styles here. Armstrong's going to be aggressive, and they'll turn it into a horse race. Delano wants to keep control, keep it a low-scoring game. We'll see which one figures it out and gets the advantage here tonight.
All right, we'll see if it's Armstrong-Cooper's turn for their first trip to state. The only team in Robbinsdale school history to go to the state hockey tournament, the Robbinsdale Robins, back in 1959. We'll drop the puck for the Section 2A title in a moment here on CCX. And we're about set for action here in this Section 2A championship. The Tigers is the higher seed in the home whites, and Armstrong-Cooper in the navy and red.
Getting ready for face-off here for Armstrong-Cooper's first time in the section final in quite a long time. Should be an exciting game, Jay.
Tigers control the opening draw here as back to pick it up Jack Karanen. Karanen banking it out to neutral there where it stopped and chipped right back in. And a turnover there, and Wiesjan almost got a great opportunity, but it was knocked off his stick as he tried to fire that shot. And Wiesjan picking it up, trying to put it out front. Defenseman Karanen without his stick, but they get it ahead here to Adam Brown. Brown flipping it ahead to himself off the boards, puts it out front. Ooh, and just a stick lift at the last second there, thwarting an opportunity up the middle for Will Brown, the freshman. And this one's offside as it's carried in. And a lot of excitement here. Obviously, we said new thing for Armstrong-Cooper to be in this spot. And there's a look at Owen Reeve, their starter. He's played almost all their minutes this season and has sparkled in the postseason, as Dan said. He has 13, 11, and 1. His record overall.
But he's got a 9.12 save percentage in the sections, which has been the big difference for Armstrong-Cooper here.
Wings looking to try and break it out. Delano, back several years, it was really brand new for their community to be in a section final. Now, as we said, they've kind of made a home of it of being in the final in this section, but still brought a lot of people out. They still got a little bit of that small town feel that I think to Delano more than some of the teams we see, and they really support high school sports here. Icing call here against Delano, so we will come back into the Tigers zone here. A little jitters early. There's Cade Lommel, a big goaltender at about 6'3", and he's got some good numbers this year. And as Dan said, I think if you had to contrast the teams, certainly Delano has played more of a closer to the vest defensive type game this year, so you see his goals against quite a bit lower than Owen Reeves. And that's in part because of both of the way these two teams play. Shot from the point, bounces off the end wall, and it nearly trickled into a great opportunity there again for Armstrong-Cooper. Battle for it there. Chuck Campion, number 22 for the Tigers playing the puck, and there are 4 Campions playing for Armstrong-Cooper, and Chuck is indeed their cousin. So we're going to have somebody from the Campion family going to the state tournament. Dropped into the Tiger zone. Karanen back to pick it up here. Banked ahead now, Will Brown carrying it in, and they were offside. I think a little bit of jitters, Dan, a little bit of a slow start both ways here. We've seen a couple of offsides and a couple turnovers, and I think the guys are, you're a little overhyped maybe for the game like this.
It is. They're aggressive mistakes. They're not hesitancy mistakes at all. Both teams are coming out, going as hard as they possibly can. And we can see the difference right now. Armstrong throw it in deep in the zone. They're going to forecheck it and take as many shots as they possibly can. Delano's going to be a little bit more deliberate here and trying to control it, bringing it across the blue line.
Both teams with their third lines out there. Teddy Campion working along the wall there for the Wings. Tigers gain control and chip it out through center. And going to be an icing call here against Delano as another missed pass will lead to an icing. So we've had a lot of whistles, a lot of stops and starts here in the opening minutes of this one, and no real chances for either team yet. And up on the board, no shots on goal for either team, in fact.
This is playing more to Delano's game, though. This will slow Armstrong-Cooper down. The Wings want to keep moving and flying all the time. And
Jack Campion wins the draw. Joe Campion a shot on net. Ben Anderson playing it behind the net there. Picked up by Jack Karanen for the Tigers. Joe Campion slams it ahead and relayed back into the Delano zone here, and they go in and forecheck. Wiesjan throwing a check, and that helps to free it up here. Ben Anderson turns and fires. Rebound thrown out front, just a little bit behind. And now the Tigers able to get it out. It'll move at the blue line. Gunnar Paulson went down. And Reeve had to come out to challenge that one.
Boy, nice save by Reeve. He got outside real fast and got that angle down good.
Reeve stopping it behind the net. Joe Potter relaying it around. Back out to center where Karanen picks it up for Delano. And Potter steaming back the other way out for Noah Wiesjan, but off his skate. And the Tigers quickly go to the offense. Comes right out front. And there's Reeve with a great stop on Adam Brown as they banked it off the sideboards. Brown in a perfect spot to receive it. And that shot goes wide.
Boy, great save by Reed, but bad shot on the other side. It ringed all the way around. And you got to hit the net in this game. You can't be missing and letting it swing wide out of the zone.
Dump back into the wing zone. Reeve relaying it around here. And we'll note for you early in the game, although it's an improvement over Parade, there are definitely spots on the ice where we, Dan and I, and also the cameras aren't going to be able to see the greatest. This rink has some sightline issues. There's Garrett Van Bergen, the Delano head coach, 6th season, and they've had some great success of late building on what Coach Brown, Steve Brown, did before him. And Steve Brown's sons Adam and Will are on that first line. And Garrett played for Coach Brown at Delano too. So.
And he's coaching varied sizes. A few years ago, they had high-flying players that could score a lot of goals. He doesn't have that team this year, but he's coached them into the section final.
Well, and you look at, the teams that they've lost to have all been really good quality teams too. They haven't laid any eggs, it doesn't seem like, during their season at 21-6. And obviously Armstrong-Cooper, playing in the Northwest Suburban Conference, has faced some pretty difficult competition along the way. They've had some ups and downs. There have been nights where they haven't looked that great.
Yep.
And other times where they have looked pretty good. And there's Danny Charleston, and excited about things obviously this year. As they knew when they moved into A that okay, here's our opportunity that we certainly at least have a chance. They've been bounced out in the quarterfinals in all the other previous seasons. They won one play-in game when they were in 6AA, but weren't really looking at a very realistic opportunity to get to a spot like this when they were in Section 6AA. And now this year things fall into place well. It's also a very senior-dominated team.
I think there's only been 4 champions out of 6AA over the past few years here. Tough to get through that one. So it's a good move for them, and it's really reinvigorated the school. I mean, the crowd here is amazing, man. It's standing room only around this whole rink.
And going to be whistled down offside here. And get a look at the sizable crowd. And
see them all around the end boards on both sides. And I'll tell you, if you got into Delano tonight, like I said, you might be able to rob the place blind. I don't think anybody's left in town.
Armstrong-Cooper, one of 5 Northwest Suburban Conference teams playing in section finals tonight as well. We got Maple Grove and Blaine meeting for the 5AA title, and Andover and Elk River meeting in the 7AA final. Pass out front and swept aside there. Turnaround try won't go for Gunnar Paulson. Centering pass, here's Paulson, a shot, he scored! There you go. First one hit a skate, but they got it back again, and Paulson is able to bury it for the Tigers, and they will take a 1-0 lead. The sophomore getting his 10th goal of the year.
Well, they only averaged 28 shots a game, but they make them count. They scored over 92 goals over the regular season, and you can see they took advantage of the opportunities. In fact, the Armstrong goaltender made a couple great saves earlier on. He just couldn't quite stop this one. Boy, nicely aimed shot, lower left-hand corner. Boom, got rid of it quick.
Well, and it was interesting, Coach Van Bergen, mentioned that his team isn't necessarily one that looks to just throw, everything on net. They're looking for quality over quantity sometimes a little bit too.
Oh yeah, he was 12 feet in the slot there, Jay. You can't call for a better spot. He was lined up perfectly for it, and he had a fellow Tiger, screening out the goalie on that one, so got rid of it quick. Nice goal.
I'd love to tell you who had the assist, but no chance of hearing the understanding the PA. So Paulson will get the goal for Delano. And a face-off coming up here in the wing zone. The Jesse Peterson line coming out here for Delano. Obviously, they've got the last change. They got their second line out. Wings able to control the face-off. Pass bank, but not out. Nice job by Brad Pinanimi there for the Tigers, but then taken away back the other way for AC by Ryan Battersher. Battersher playing it back. That shot was blocked.
Well, we'll see now if the Tigers put the Wings back on their heels a little bit. They can get a sustained offensive attack.
Yeah, a rising shot there from Jack Potter. Stopped in first time Lummel was tested much there. This pass tipped high in the air and rolls into the Tiger zone. regathered here and thrown ahead by Jack Campion, but picked off by Mark Hallinan, and he'll throw it in. Reeve relaying it around here for the Wings. 1-0 Delano here. About 10:40 to go in the first period here in the Section 2A final. That one glanced off Wiesjohn's back. And it's Kiernan bringing it back the other way. Drop pass intercepted, and that's a dangerous spot to do that. It almost led to a odd man rush the other way. There's Wiesjohn getting a piece of that breakout pass. And then Ben Anderson throwing a check as it winds up with Cade Lommel. So this first line for AC showing a little bit of speed, but also a little willingness to throw the body in there.
Yep, I'm really impressed so far with the Delano Tiger defense, Jay. They've been real mobile. They're keeping nice spacing, and they're basically giving Armstrong some fits coming into the zone now if they don't dump it. And have done a real good job getting the puck out of the zone and starting the breakout. Nice reverse there. Oops.
Taken away again, thrown to the slot, but good recovery. Amy gets it back out and intercepted at center. Jacob Voorhees throwing it back in for the Wings. Chuck Campion back to play it here. Wings being very aggressive on that forecheck. There's no easy outs here when they are coming at you, especially those first couple lines. That shot goes well wide of the mark. Chipped out to center and then pushed ahead. Pinanimi coming up with it. And then it deflects actually right on that. Oh, and then Reeve had his feet cut out from under him by a sliding Delano player who was kind of knocked down, and their referee explaining to them that it, was not a penalty because you see,
kind of knocked down. Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Reeve did a nice little acting job trying to draw a penalty, which is what he's supposed to. Actually, his own defense pulled his legs out from underneath him there. But he's been the difference so far for the Wings as they've made the section run here, and he's already started out pretty hot. Can't blame him for that first goal by the Tigers. It was in good position and a well-placed shot.
Yeah, it sounds like they did a nice job blocking shots too in that Orono game, and that's sometimes I noticed when one of the previous regular season games we did where. It isn't always the first area you think of when you're thinking about size, but they got the good reach to get out on shooters sometimes too, and that's been a benefit to the Wings this season as well.
Absolutely. You could shut down a lot of passing lanes with a 6'3" wingspan.
Clean face-off win, and that shot going wide off the stick of Colin Lommel, the brother of Cade. Now sent ahead, and here's Battersher picking it up here for the Wings. Looking over for Jack Potter. That one denied, and they'll have to regroup here as Joe Potter comes back to get it. Misfired with that pass. Colin Lommel knocked it down. Thrown back into the Delano zone, and they'll look to get it out, but not quite. This one thrown at the net, and Lommel able to glove that one and hang on. We will get another face-off inside the zone, and a little bit of a kind of like a message sender there as I think that's Matt Campion just standing right next to him like, yep, we're here and we're going to be here next to you. Get used to it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, the Wings never saw a good puck they wouldn't shoot at a net immediately.
Jack Campion winning the draw here for AC, but then the pass taken away. Paulson putting it out front, and then that's the defenseman Kiernan who jumped into the rush. Now the Wings looking to quickly counter. Anderson will loft one into the corner. Goes to get it himself. It comes back out to the point. And that shot hit traffic in front as Jack Steinke threw it at the net, and then a centering pass just missing. Steinke shooting again. That's off a shin pad. Wiesjohn trying to control it, and then it rolled away from Jack Campion, but good hustle by Wiesjohn as he knocked it free. Jack Campion putting it behind the net. Now the defenseman pinching in, throwing it out front. Anderson off the wall with it. Campion was there alongside the net. Pretty good pressure put on the shift by the Wings. Not necessarily getting a lot of chances on net, but creating a little havoc at least.
Well, my first comment about the Delano Tiger defense, all of a sudden the past 2 minutes, they have been kind of giving it up a little bit, turning it over.
Pushed ahead, Wiesjohn chipping one wide of the mark. Will Brown up with it. Gets it out, and now an opportunity here for Weber. Mike Weber in partial breakaway, scores! Wings got caught up ice just a bit, and Weber takes the pass. He didn't have a lot of room to work with there, but enough to tuck it past Reeves.
He had enough stick room to make a move left and come back right, and he buried it. Yeah, the left side D got totally caught. You see him up here. He's about up by the red line, and now he's trying to come back too. You'll see him coming in the bottom there in the screen, but.
Well, and I don't think they ever saw Weber. Sometimes that little blind pass in the neutral zone can come back to bite you, as Weber jumped in and he was right place at the right time. It was a good read too, but I mean, you know, the puck just kind of wound up with him because I don't think they saw him.
No, you're probably right.
Unassisted goal by Weber, 2-0 Tigers.
Well, I'll guarantee you both D said, where did he come from?
That one knocked down and pass ahead. Another try at it there, but Jonathan Essen couldn't get it advanced any further. Now the Wings pick it up again here, and Joe Potter throwing one in, blocked for the corner. Anderson putting it out front. Anderson again putting forecheck pressure on, and dumped out to center, where it's turned and thrown right back in by Jack Campion. Now Campion hit the side of the net with that pass, and the Tigers able to break it out. Nice reach by Joe Campion to break that one up. Reeve will stop it behind the net here. Long pass up the right wing, and a well threaded through, and that shot. Lamo will glove it and hang on. Faceoff coming up is Ben Anderson, who is the second leading scorer with 62 points for the Wings this season, and an alternate captain. He's had a nice year, nice career as well. Yeah,
he's got 4 power play goals this year. Right now, it's important for the Wings to they need to get one on the board here right now. I don't think they want to go down 3-0. With the way the Tigers are playing defense, they haven't had near the good opportunities that Delano has, and Delano's really capitalized on them.
Yeah, it isn't really like Delano has dominated play, but it's just when they've gotten chances, they've been kind of really good chances, especially that second one, obviously a little breakaway opportunity. So 2-0 the advantage right now for Delano, and AC will have to work from a deficit. Tipped in front, and Reeve the stop, and Adam Brown got a little shot then for his efforts. It'd be interesting, you know, penalties I think at times have been a little bit of an issue for Armstrong-Cooper this year. You know, you want to be aggressive, you want to be physical, but that last one there, you got to be careful. Some refs might have brought the arm up on that one.
Yeah, and their penalty kill is only running at 76%. You want to be 80% or better to consider it a good penalty kill, so you're right.
Thrown out to center. Tigers able to bring it right back in. Not for long. Sent across here, and Matt Campion. Now floated back out, bouncing puck. Reeve will stop it in behind. Joe Campion relays it around, and he took a check. Now the Wings trying to float one through the middle for Jack Potter, but nicely read and intercepted. However, taken back. Here's a chance for a little 2-on-1. Battersher firing. It's way up in the air as Lamo lost sight of it. And then the rebound chopped wide. That one might have grazed the crossbar even after it hit his shoulder or arm. But I know Lamo didn't appear to see where it went after it hit him.
That's as good an opportunity as the Wings have had the whole game right there.
This one thrown high and wide of the net. Adam Brown first to it and then golfed in the air. Would have been a high stick, but the Wings end up touching it. And tip back into the Delano zone here. 4:30 to go in the first. 2-0 Delano here in the Section 2A championship. And there's a turnover. Puck over skated briefly, and the Wings A chance doesn't materialize right away anyway. Now Brown pushes it out to center. Adam Brown this is. Adam Brown with a strong move going to the net. Now he circles around behind, trying to wrap around, and the net is off. I think if he had to do that one again, he might have tried to take that shot, even though it wasn't a great angle anymore up that left side. But the term power forward came into play right here, Dan. Watch him hold off this check right here.
And then watch this, what do you want to call it, step change of direction there. He's done that twice already. For a big man, he's really agile. He made a smart play there, too, without trying to set it up front. Trying to bring it around, just unfortunately the net came off. But, boy, he's showing me some moves. He's got some agility.
Wings trying to break it up, but intercepted there by Paulson, who scored the first goal of the game for Delano. Now another opportunity, and Anderson, nice move here, carrying it here. Penalty coming against Delano as Campion was hauled down, Jack Campion. And it's going to be an interference call, and we will see the first power play of the game, and it will be, it's going to be Jack Campion taking the penalty.
Yeah, interference call.
I thought he had been taken down, but it was actually him being the aggressor, it looked like.
Yeah, he was impeding the check coming across.
Yeah, okay, he gets right into him right there.
Yep. Well, Delano's running at about 23% here on their power play. They've scored 24 goals, or 21 goals in 90 power play attempts, so we'll see what they can pull out of the hat.
And that's one of those type of penalties that you don't want to take. I mean,
not a good one.
Yeah, it was just a little too obvious in open ice like that he was leaning into him on purpose.
Well, you never want to take a penalty in the offensive zone. So we'll see what happens. Keep your eye on Adam Brown here. He's got 4 power play goals for the Tigers this year.
He has the puck right now. His shot, though, is blocked. It's one thing the Delano coaches pointed out, that they know AC kind of specializes in shot blocking, and you're going to have to really work to get shots through tonight. And obviously they've gotten enough through to get a couple of goals here. And now on the power play, see what they can do. Karanen drops it into the circle. Ooh. That one might have been an opportunity, but it was fumbled.
In the power play, you want powers, crisp passes on the tape, no fumbles, because you're trying to beat the defensive player to a spot so you get a good shot off.
Karanen with it here. Now they try to slide it across. That one goes all the way through the other side. Weber playing it down to Will Brown. Leaving it toward Weber, but first there was Joe Potter. Adam Brown keeping it in. Brown slips down, but got the pass away to his brother Will. Karanen up top. Brown sliding it up front, and then Reeve coming up with a stop there for the wing. Oh, and then Brown is knocked down. Actually, it's not Brown. Corey Dunnigan. I don't see a penalty door opening here, so I don't think we're going to have another one.
Great pass to the middle there, though, to Will Brown, who's almost got a stick on it.
Dunnigan kind of ran into Reeve there, and then one of the D didn't like it so well. It's kind of one of those where I'm thinking maybe if AC wasn't already short a man, that might have been called a penalty, but they didn't want to make it a two-man short situation. Maybe.
It might be part of the
little speculation. I think Dunnigan also kind of had his skate caught up, so it maybe looked worse than it was, too. Here's a shot from the point, and Reeve able to close the pads as the penalty time to Jack Campion is now over. So Delano does not score on the power play, and minute 51 remaining in this first period. The Tigers looking to return to the Class A state tournament.
That was the 114th penalty kill that the Armstrong-Cooper Wings had this year, so they've taken a number of penalties, like you said, Jay.
Wings control the draw here. Relayed around to Anderson, banking it for Jack Campion. Tried to go to Wiesjohn. It was off a skate. They get it out on the second try, and Adam Brown sends it back in. Evan Axel back to play it here for AC. pushed ahead and picked up. Oh, and then tipped off the skate of Will Brown. Good recovery there defensively to at least get a little piece of that. Anderson overskated it. Now he comes up, but it was offside. Reese John is in the zone. Tough to read when you should really go on those because it was a little disjointed. Good puck got knocked around a bit.
Well, a couple fumbles there too, and just stopped the flow, but trying to get a little too fancy. Somebody just grab it and go with it.
Yeah, really, one of the terms that Coach Van Bergen used to describe his team was basic. He said, you know, we're not high flying, we're not the most skilled team we've ever had, but we do the little things well, and we play good solid hockey. And he said they've gotten better and better as the season's gone too. Nice interception there. Battersher's shot was blocked. Under a minute to play now in this first period. Put out into the slot. Wings trying to win that puck back, and they do. Jack Karanen back to pick it up here for the Tigers. Floats it to center. Quickly turned back the other way. Brought in there by Matt Campion. Battersher tried to dig it free and go to the net. Now Matt Campion. And his pass intercepted. And back out to center it comes. Wings relay it right back in. Under 25 to go in this first period. It's been a good one for the second-seeded Tigers of Delano, the defending section champs. Battle for it along the wall. Wings keep it in. Joe Campion shooting. Ooh, and that one gave Lamo a little bit of trouble. So he kept it low.
Yeah, you didn't see it coming in all the way. Got it the last few 10 feet, but
going to be an icing call against the Tigers. 1.6 seconds to go. So this face-off, kind of a key one here in this spot. You don't want to lose it clean. I mean, that's really about the only way the Wings would have enough time to get something done.
Well, they got a right-handed or left-handed shot. No, right-handed shot in the center. He'll shoot right away off the face-off.
And that was what he tried to do, Anderson. And so the first period will come to an end. A little bit of a sloppy start, then things heated up, and Delano has had a solid period as they get the only 2 goals of the first. So our score after 1 here tonight from St. Louis Park Rec Center, Delano 2, Armstrong-Cooper nothing. We'll have first period highlights and then more hockey here on CCX.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Welcome back here to the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Delano leading Armstrong-Cooper 2-0. A great crowd on hand here for this one. Well, we mentioned the last time that either Armstrong or Cooper was in the section final, 2001, and we were there. It was over at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum. They were in section 4 AA at the time, facing Elk River for the championship. And this was just the second section final that Armstrong ever played in. And well, unfortunately, there's Bruce Johnson, who led the Falcons for the first 30-plus years, and I'm guessing he's probably here tonight. I haven't seen him, but it seems a safe bet. And it came close. That was their second and last section final appearance for the Falcons. I'm sorry to say we don't have any footage from the 79 Cooper appearance. We're not been quite around that long, but there's the Elks going into the section or state tournament there with that win. Here's a look at the last several seasons here in this section 2A. As you see, Delano, Breck, and Orono. It's kind of been those three that have been the contenders. And Delano last year winning it over Orono, and they also won in the 2016-2017 season. And for a long time, Delano was a program that just wasn't a name you associated with really good hockey. And it's nice to see when teams build up, and we're seeing a little bit of that now. You see how good a team like Andover's become. I mean, that's not a brand new school anymore, but they're a team that's had to build some tradition too. It's nice to see some new blood. A Rosemount. I mean, they've been around for quite a while, but they've become a real power this season as well, although they were knocked out already in their section tournament. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back with highlights from that opening period of play, and we'll get at it for our second period here on CCX Sports.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Welcome back here. You're watching the Section 2A Boys Hockey Championship on CCX Sports, and thanks so much for joining us as we take a look at some first period highlights here. Delano putting the only 2 goals of the first period up as the Wings, this one bouncing, and then a little quick chance there. Wiestron trying to jab it in as it came hard off the end boards there. And then an opportunity out front. Boy, that was a great save for Reeve as he was able to stop Adam Brown. But then this one off a skate, then back, and quickly unleashing the shot there was Gunnar Paulson to score it. His 10th of the year for the Tigers. That one came just under 5 minutes in. And then this one banked out. Now watch this little blind pass there. Whoops. Swooping in to take it was Weber. And he goes all the way to score for Delano on the breakaway as Campion tried to flip the little pass to his teammate. And Weber was just right place, right time, and he knew what to do with it as he got ahead of steam going up ice. You see the Wings, one more shot on goal, a little better chances for the Tigers. The only penalty taken by Armstrong-Cooper. Well, we don't have a 1 versus 2 matchup in this section. It's 4 versus 2 as Armstrong-Cooper. I thought it was a little bit interesting that the coach from Delano, Garrett Van Bergen, said he thought that Armstrong-Cooper would be the 3 seed. Yeah. So he said, we thought we'd probably play them, but probably in the semis, not the finals. Instead, they wound up 4, and they turned around, and after beating Mound, they got by Orono with a 4-0 score. And the fact that Orono was number 1 seed, Armstrong-Cooper did beat him in the regular season as well. So I don't think you wouldn't look at it as a huge shock maybe that they won. Maybe that they won by 4-0
exactly.
Though, is a bit of a surprise.
Put a shutout on them. That is a surprise. But so far tonight, boy, they're not getting any close-in shots. The types of opportunities between the two teams definitely favors Delano. Armstrong-Cooper's got to start punching that net. They got to get in there and get dirty in front of the Delano goalie to get an opportunity. And I think it's really important right now they score the next goal because Delano plays very good defense, and they've played it well so far tonight.
We'll take a break and come back with our second period of hockey here. It's Delano leading Armstrong-Cooper 2-0 after 1. Welcome back here. Delano leading Armstrong-Cooper 2-0. But the good news for the Wings, there's still plenty of time to go here as we get set for period number 2. Paulson and Weber scoring the goals for Delano in that first period. And just the one penalty taken, that was by Jack Campion of the Wings, interference minor, that they killed off, I thought, pretty effectively. The Tigers didn't really get a lot of looks at the net.
But now when you're down 2-0, you can't be taking penalties. You hoping that the other team takes the penalties now. And Delano's defense, I think the only weakness of Delano's show defense, they did have a tendency to some turnovers. But Armstrong-Cooper could not capitalize on them, and there's the key. They got to capitalize on them and bury the puck. And they're going to need to get in front of the Delano goalie, Cade Lummel. He's had a fine first period, did a nice job. Most of the shots were from outside, but he got them all. And he covered in front really well.
And AC did have some success forechecking. You know, I thought especially that first line with Anderson and Wiesjohn getting in there, and they had the quickness to kind of be on the D early and get a check that helped to free up some of those pucks too.
Yeah, Wiesjohn especially got a good opportunity. He just kind of whiffed on it a little bit, and Anderson just drove himself into the middle. They got to get in tight and in the middle here. No outside shots. Get it in tight and hammer at it.
Will Brown and Jack Campion will face off to begin period number 2 here at the St. Louis Park Rec Center, as both the girls and boys section moving to this facility from Parade this year. Tipped into the Delano zone and floated back out. Pushed ahead now. It's Brown trying to pick it up. Check thrown by Weber, but he went down, and now the Wings looking to counter. And intercepted there by Adam Brown, and he'll tip it back in deep.
I'm impressed with Adam Brown. He can do it all. That was a great check.
And this will be an icing call against Armstrong-Cooper. We saw quite a bit of this in the start of the first period, too, where teams were just missing with their passes a little bit. And I think at times you're trying to stretch it out and make them pay for being a little too aggressive, and then it's kind of hit or miss, though, on that long of a pass.
Yeah. In this type of game, you don't want to make rink-wide passes. They're too easily intercepted and turn into goals.
Pass into the middle there off the stick of Jack Potter, and re-intercepted and thrown back into the Delano zone. Almost back to stop it there. Steinke hacked at that one, but only got part of it. And jab loose. Here's Potter now, firing, and Lamo with the catch. He's a lefty there, and he made that one look easy. Just kind of juggled it into his glove.
Cool as a cucumber. Not let anything bug him. Kind of an off-angle shot there, but I understand the Wings. Any shot that hits the net's a good shot. You never know when they'll go in every once in a while.
They bring the Jack Campion line back out in a hurry here. And he's been pretty good on faceoff so far.
Yes.
Karanen up with it here. He'll lug it out through neutral. Took a check there, though, from Anderson. And now Delano has to regroup there with Chuck Campion. Again, the cousin of all the Campions on the Wings. Here's Chuck Campion back to play it again. Wiesjohn threw a check at him, but mostly missed. Floated way up in the air there, and Adam Brown trying to gain control. Now it's Will Brown. Didn't get it in deep. It's back to center now. Karanen picks it up again. Starting to see Delano kind of back off a little bit from these checks a little bit. I think, sometimes that's a cumulative thing. You take the body enough, and I'm seeing a couple of their guys sort of like, fading backward as they're making a pass. And I'm sure the Wings are noticing that and hope to, bring the body even more when they see that.
13 players on the Armstrong team are 6 foot or better. That can be a little intimidating when they're coming down on you pretty hard.
Oof, there's a big-time collision there. It was about a draw as both guys kind of went stumbling backward. Thrown to the front, puck knocked down. Tigers able to get it out, but then jabbed away from Pinanemi there. Into the wing zone, but quickly back out and intercepted by Dunnigan. And he will throw it into the corner here for the Tigers. Mike Burns back to get it. And a turnover here is picked up again now by Nick Haugen. Now it is Teddy Campion carrying it. His shot deflected by the D up and over the top into the netting. We'll get a face-off coming up in the Delano end of the rink. There's one of 5 Campions on the ice. Teddy, 4 of them with the Wings and 1 with the Tigers.
Well, no cracks so far with Cade Lommel. He's done a really good job. He looks really cool and calm, nothing threatening and fluster him. So Wings got to get in and get on top of him, screen him, get in his cage, get in his grill, try and disrupt him a little bit, get him a little nervous.
Anderson wins the draw. There's a rebound chance. Oh, and Lommel gets over to stop it. He lost his stick briefly. Boy, they did exactly what you requested there, Dan, and almost scored their first goal. Back out to the point, bouncing away from Joe Potter, throws it toward the net. And Karanen intercepts that one, floats it in the air. And it pops up high again.
Had to hesitate because of a hand pass there, so the Armstrong-Cooper Wings couldn't touch it.
Here's Wiesjohn. Works his way into the offensive zone, leaving it for Anderson, and he fires right into that Tiger crest on Lommel's jersey. Really, I think probably the best chance of the game a couple moments ago, though, for the Wings.
Well, if you look at that, I mean, this is the way most of the shots have been. They've been outside and right into his chest. But there's an opportunity right there. You let a rebound go.
Yeah, kind of handcuffed him on that point shot from Joe Campion. And the first one wasn't a great chance. It was the rebound, man, but he was ready. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't like giving up that rebound, but at the same time, he was alert for the save on the second chance. Wings starting to tilt the ice in their favor a little bit here. They've had a couple of pretty good shifts in a row, and not that they've been dominating, but getting a few chances here.
Well, even that missed opportunity there off the bounced rebound, that'll put a little adrenaline in your step here. So they might have seen a crack.
And at the same time, it kind of throws a little bit of nerves into the Tigers, you would think. Ooh, some heavy stick jousting out on the edge of the circle. And,
these teams are starting to show a strong dislike for each other. There's been a little physical activity after whistles and stuff, and it could get ugly for the nights out.
That one I thought hit a Wings player on the bench, and it did, so there'll be a whistle. And the Wings, that's kind of been their MO somewhat this year. They'll get into it a little bit with you. The problem is that you just have to be really careful about not taking penalties that are going to hurt your team in this kind of game.
Yep, exactly. Talking about it earlier too. If you're 6'2" and you take on a guy 5'8", the 6'2" generally goes in the box.
Yeah, let's face it, you don't generally win section finals by out roughhousing the other team.
No. No.
1-on-5 opportunity here for Potter, but he made the most of it. That's Jack Potter. He was the only guy up there, and there were 2 D and then 3 back-checking forwards right behind him. I don't know how he did as well with that as he did. Burns will send it back into the Delano zone here. Puck dug free by Potter. And thrown out. This is going to be icing call. You're starting to see Delano, I don't want to say panic, but being flustered a little bit, and they're not being able to break the puck out much. As you see that good effort by Potter there.
Yep. Again, just a bad angle. Lommel had it. Yeah, he didn't control that very well either. That was 5-hole destined, and he was a little shaky, and it bounced out of danger, but he didn't have total control of that save.
I have to say the first 4+ minutes kind of trending well for the Wings here in this period. There's a face-off win.
Oh, he had one guy in front all by himself. He could not get the puck to him.
Anderson had it jabbed away. Joe Campion getting it ahead. Anderson looking. Here's Wiesjohn. Oh, and it's tipped up into the netting. Again, good stick by the Delano D as Wiesjon got that puck in a pretty good scoring opportunity.
Millisecond. Boy, I tell you, Wiesjon's been dangerous in the sections, and you don't want him in that tight with an inside stick shooting on your goalie 10 feet away.
Karanen did a great job there.
Yes.
He was kind of tying up Jack Campion, then he broke free from him to get a stick on that, and there's the goal. The Wings working side to side well and able to finish it off. And so Armstrong-Cooper's pressure eventually pays off.
Well, they got in low.
Wiesjon getting it.
They got in low and they got in tight. And it was a no-brainer. Great pass coming across. You'll see it. It'll come from the left into the right to Wiesjon. He was in perfect position and shoved it. Nice shot.
Jack
nice
Campion,
pass.
yeah, delivering that pass.
Boy, that's just what the doctor ordered for the Armstrong-Cooper Wings. Well, you got a hot hand? Feed him. Feed him. Okay, now we'll see what kind of a charged up Wings team comes out here. Will Delano answer? They need to pick it up. They need to attack right now. Delano does.
Yeah, they've been kind of forced back on their heels a little bit in that second period so far. Well, they called Matt Campion on the assist, but it was Jack. There's a shot from Joe Campion on net, and Lamo making the save there for Delano.
Again, nice idea, bad angle, but got the puck on the net, made the goalie make a save, and now they got a face-off inside the Delano zone. Don't miss the net.
It was interesting. Dan Charleston was talking about his lineup, and he said, we want to make sure that everybody feels like they have a part in this, so we have, fourth line guys who penalty kill and stuff like that. But when it comes right down to it in a section final, you're going to see a lot of Campion, Anderson, Wiesjon here tonight. I mean, that's just the way it has to be.
Surprisingly enough, they've got 18 players on the Armstrong-Cooper Wings that have scored goals this year. That's a deep number. That's nice scoring across the board. But in the sections, I'll tell you what, the cream of the crop's got to step up to the plate. And so far, Wiesjon answered the call.
Wings control it here. It's tip free. Here is Noah Wiesjon up with it now for AC. Sends it in deep. Lamo playing it over toward the corner. Anderson throwing a check there. But Tigers come away with it. Knocked loose from Trevor Oja. Oja lost his stick briefly there. Paulson trying to chase that one down. A nice pinch in to keep that puck in the offensive zone for Delano, and then Joe Campion took a check. And back out to center it comes, Jack Karanen. Karanen seems like he's been in the right place a lot. I've called his name an awful lot for a defenseman handling the puck for Delano.
Yes.
Sent ahead here. Tried to flick it to Anderson as he tried to play it around Karanen. Now he does knock it free. Anderson coming in after it there, but Tigers regroup and got to it. Nice step up there by Joe Campion. That was going to be offside. Now a quick counterattack here. Adam Brown.
Right here, this line for the Tigers has got to pick it up right now. It's their top line. It's got the Brown brothers on it and Mike Weber.
Here is Brown, Adam Brown controlling. Knocked down, play on, they say. And that one hops past Reeve and into the corner. Wings able to get it out, and an opportunity coming ahead. Little move there, and Essen trying to go to the net.
Allen made a nice play there defensively for the Tigers. Stevie stepped him up good.
Long floater over the stick of Adam Brown. Evan Axel stopping it there. Now Steinke will hammer it in here for the Wings. 2-1 now. Delano leading. Armstrong-Cooper has played well in the second period, and they've gotten on the board to cut the deficit to 1. Steinke banking it ahead. A turnover there. But then knocked to the corner, and Brown lost his stick in the process. Tipped ahead by Haugen. And that pass just got there as they tried for the steal. Floated in on net. Reeve will glove that one and hang on, and we'll get a face-off in the AC zone here with just over 9 minutes to play here in the middle period. We remind you of our CCX Media Play of the Week, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove, as we have 4 new plays on our website each Monday, and vote at ccxmedia.org. Chick-fil-A Play of the Week.
The real consistent factor in this game has been the Tiger defense, really. They've kind of calmed things down a little bit when their forwards can't maintain consistency in the attack zone, even though they gave up a goal.
Keranen back to pick it up here for Delano. And floated back in. High bouncer off the glass. Again, you're not seeing too many smooth breakouts here for the Tigers, as the Wings have bottled them up pretty effectively. That pass misses everyone. Going to be an icing call here against Delano, so we will head back into the Tigers end of the rink here. 8:21 to play in the second, and a 2-1 score. But Delano back on their heels a fair amount of this period, it feels like.
Well, that defense was keeping everything to the outside. The only exception to the rule was the Weiss John goal when he got that pass through under the backside. But overall, they've kind of limited the amount of really good chances by the Wings. Their forwards got to get going again for the Tigers.
Pass ahead, chopped away from Adam Brown by Joe Campion. And then taken back by Adam Brown. Nice stick there. He passes it to himself. Tried to float it to his brother out front. And instead, here come the Wings back the other way. Anderson, they're 2-on-3. Anderson throwing it out front as Weiss John was going to the net. And picked up here. Tigers got a little bit out of sorts for a moment there. Looked like there was going to be a chance. Anderson kicking it loose. Backhand try. Nice block there as Jack Campion tried to get that one to the net. And they're going to clear it up the middle this time. No ice as it went off the defenseman. Weber's going to be first to it. But the Wings then recover nicely. Here's Anderson. Banking it ahead. Tip free and recovered by Jesse Peterson.
Kiernan again making a nice stop there by the blue line off that deflected pass.
Chuck Campion iced that one for the Tigers, so we will come back into the Delano zone for another face-off here. 2-1 lead for Delano. The winner goes to state here to the Section 2A final.
Haven't been in as many whistles in this period as there was in the first period, Jay. But right now, boy, 14-7 are the shots in favor of Armstrong-Cooper. They've come out this period and really put it on.
Potter forcing a turnover here. Now Keranen. See Delano really feeling squeezed by this forecheck on a number of plays.
Smart play by Kiernan, though. He just held on to it. He didn't throw it into a bad spot. He just carried it till he got free.
Reeves stopping it for Burns. He'll ring it around, and they get it out. It'll roll into the Delano zone. Chuck Campion back to play it. Burns puts it out front. Oh, and Matt Campion in close is denied.
Well, here we go again. Lommel just holding his cool, man. You just watch him play this. Now that buck drop throw, he's right there in position. Look at him. He's just solid as a rock right there. You're not going to get anything straight on in him. You're going to have to change direction on him. You're going to have to deflect it, or you're going to have to get him blocked out so he can't see the puck.
Off the draw, Tigers get it out. Here's a pass over, and the shot by Dunnigan was mostly blocked. Comes loose out front, and a good recovery by the Wings, and now they look to counter. Here's Teddy Campion. Shooting wide of the mark. Steinke trying to keep it in. Pass ahead up the left side here. And thrown toward the net. Steinke will try and relay it out, but first to it is Hollonen. His shot deflecting wide. Haugen up the right side. And thrown back into the Tiger zone. Briefly lost there. And now that pass too far for Pinanimi. Chance for 2-on-1. Haugen walking in. Oh, the pass is tipped. And the follow-up try goes wide. Boy, that one developed into a great chance. Anderson was out front, but the D got a piece of that pass.
Boy, it looked like there was a 5-hole opening, too, if he would have taken the shot.
Joe Potter sending it ahead. Will Brown picking it up here for Delano. And nice hands by Wiesjohn, but then he overskated it, and then it was overskated by Weber as well. And sent in, and Lommel decides to keep the puck moving. This time a nice breakout, but then the pass into the zone was intercepted. Now thrown in by Delano. Joe Campion back to get it. Seeing a more wide open thing, and I guess in my mind that probably favors the Wings. We're seeing a lot more open ice. Here's another look at this pass broken up there. Good recovery by Delano. I think that was Pinanimi that got back. So 4:34 to go in this second period. Still 2-1 Delano. They had a 2-0 lead after one. Wings have played very well in the second and have gotten the only goal of the period.
Well, interesting to note that, like we talked about, Delano really puts on the pressure, especially when they're heading the third period. And the Wings haven't been real good in the third period, so they got to get, if they get this thing tied and go into the third tied, I think that's going to be a real benefit to them.
Joe Campion playing it back down deep. Squirting into the circle. A little backhander. It trickles wide. Now the Tigers able to get it out here with Oja sliding it across toward Peterson. Joe Campion to Matt Campion. Campion will throw it in around behind. Jack Potter giving chase there, throws a hit. And back out to center it comes and relayed right back in. Tip loose and into the wing zone by Will Brown. Brown quickly in on the forecheck. Wings getting a little bottled up. Played back down toward the corner. They tried to get into the slot, but denied.
Well, if Ritas is going, Jay, they're only going to have to Zamboni about half the ice. Wow.
Here's Jack Campion carrying it into the Delano zone. Goes in after it himself. Wiesjohn trying to dig it free there in the corner. And Weber will get it out. See if this will have enough to become an icing. It goes up on edge, and that is indeed does the trick. So we'll get an icing call here. And Delano has to be concerned about, I mean, they've been just kind of trying to fight him off all period long, and that's a long time to keep doing that. I mean, they're smart about it, but at the same time, you can't afford to play the whole third period this way and expect to hold on to the lead, I don't think.
Well, as we've talked many times before, you know, them legs get tired when you're looking at playing a lot of defense in your own zone, although, well, I tell you, Hallinan and Kiernan have played tremendously well for the Tigers on defense.
Kick to the blue line, but not out. Ooh, wow, almost pulled that one into his own net there. Now a turnover, and here's Voorhees with a shot, and gets down and uses the blocker on that one as well. And Austin Kubelbeck gloving it down, and he'll throw one in on net, and Lommel's going to hang on.
Good move by Lommel there. It's time to get a change. Armstrong-Cooper's really putting it on right now. I like it. You can almost kind of get the feeling that something's going to happen here in the next 2 minutes.
And that was their fourth line getting a shift right there and doing some good things.
And the number one line for the Tigers is coming out right now.
To the line, but not out. Bouncing puck through the goal mouth there, and then long pass misses for Weber, and it'll be icing against Delano, and they're sensing a little frustration from them now. They just have had trouble breaking the puck out well here in the second period.
Well, second period is usually a pretty good one for Delano, but right now they're getting dominated in this period, and it's not even close. We're now at 18-8 shots in favor of Armstrong-Cooper.
And there's another one that's directed to the corner by Lommel. Weisjohn throws a check. Anderson comes in to help him out. Anderson digging it out of there. Jack Campion shot wide of the mark. Played across. Potter coming in. He shoots. Oh, and then the rebound trickles wide. Thrown ahead toward Weber. And going to be another icing call against Delano, and they are really back on their heels in this period. 1:24. Another look at this last chance there, the tip, and it just rolls wide.
They're looking leg tired right now. The Tigers are looking leg tired. We've had more icings in the past 2 minutes than we had throughout most of the period. But there's been the key so far for the Tigers. Jay Lomel's done a really good job in net.
Played to the corner. And again, they can't get it out. Matt Campion blocked it. And this time pushed out. Don't think this will have enough to become icing. It will not. Approaching a minute to go in the second. It's been a great second period for Armstrong-Cooper, but they would love to tie it up here instead of just being within one. Here's Matt Campion carrying it. His shot blocked. It comes right back to him, and then denied.
The wing was wide open in front.
45 to go in the period as AC setting up in the zone, and that one directed to the corner by Lommel. Back out top. Potter a shot, and Lommel another stop as they're throwing a lot at him here in the second period.
And they're getting guys in front of him too. Almost a deflection that time. Lommel's getting out though. He's getting on top of the crease there, and he's not sitting back, which is good. It's saving him a little bit. Even if it does get deflected, it probably hits something before going in the net. But he's played an outstanding second period here. He's kept the Tigers from being behind in this period, to be honest with you, Jay.
Another face-off win by the Wings. Weisjohn will relay it around. Tigers able to get it out. Knocked down there by Joe Potter. And sent back. Joe Campion back to pick it up here for the Wings. Maybe time for one more rush. Here is Jack Campion. Cutting to the slot. Campion fires. Just missed. And the rebound try by Anderson. And that'll do it for our second period. Has a little bit of jousting after the period. A great period for the Wings. They pulled to within a goal and almost tied it up late there. So our score after two, it's Delano 2 and Armstrong-Cooper 1, but the game trending well for the Wings. We'll see if they can tie it up here in the third.
$145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Welcome back here. Delano leading it 2-1 here as we get set for our third period here at the St. Louis Park Rec Center. And obviously Armstrong and Cooper, for much of their history, were not teamed up, but instead big rivals. And just one of the many times they met, this one coming back in 2004 at New Hope Arena. And certainly in the more recent years toward the end, Armstrong very much dominated, but still was a great rivalry, and I'll never forget the night when Cooper finally broke through and beat them.
We were both there that night,
Yeah, and one of the kids we talked to in the post game said it felt like we won the Stanley Cup, and I was like, "There's high school sport for you." I mean, that's what you love. But Armstrong, obviously, getting the better of things in that particular matchup back in 2004. So I know for some of the old-time players, it's probably hard to fathom that they're teamed up now. But that's just kind of the reality of it, and we're seeing that at a lot of different schools too. And since becoming a co-op, here's a look at the records that they've put up. Just slightly above 500 last year, and same with this year. But you see they went out in the quarterfinal round in all of those previous seasons in 6AA, facing off with some pretty high-quality opponents in each of those cases as well. So now you get a look at into Section 2A, and they get into the championship game. They do trail 2-1, but a very dominant second period, and Delano is going to need to do something different if they're going to hang on to this lead, I think, as you get a look at the way things went in the second, and it was pretty much all wings. As Potter, coming in alone there, got away a pretty good opportunity on what looked like a rush that wasn't going to have a much amount to it. And then it's Campion sliding it across, Jack Campion, that is, to Noah Wiesjohn, getting the wings on the scoreboard. As you see, nice backhand pass, and able to pop it home before the D could tie up his stick. And that one came 440 in. And then another close-in chance there for Matt Campion as Burns put it out front from the slot, or from the point, I should say. And you see the stats, the shots heavily favoring only 2 shots on goal in that whole period for Delano, and they kind of felt like they were really hanging on for most of that second period. They've got to do something different in terms of breaking the puck out, because they really struggled with that in the second.
Well, the defense needs to lug it. I mean, they're trying to get too many passes to get the easy out, and they're getting in the passing lanes, or they're pinching the wings against the boards. They try to break out. Get an opening and go with it if you're the Delano D. There's nothing better than the D carrying it out, at least getting it out to the blue line one way or the other. But their forwards are not effective at all. Defense played very well for the Tigers, I thought, in that period, but their forwards have got to start asserting themselves from their own zone and getting it down deep and holding it in the Armstrong zone. So we'll see if they make that change here.
Take a quick break here and come back and drop the puck for period number 3. Here is Delano leading it 2-1 here in the Section 2A championship.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
We said there's a Campion on the Tigers as well. There's Chuck Campion, one of the captains for Delano. His team, the good news is they're still ahead. The bad news is they really were outplayed badly in that second period. You see Wiesjohn getting the lone goal. I mean, to their credit, though, with as badly as they were outplayed, just giving up the one, I mean, they hung in, and obviously their goaltender was a big part of that. But the Wings, I'm sure, I mean, you never go in just saying more of the same, but that's really, if they play the second period the way, or the third period the way they did the second, they're going to give themselves a very good opportunity to win this game.
The only thing I would say to the Wings right now is, boys, do not miss the net. Put it on the net. Don't miss this period. Other than that, you tell them do the same thing you did. And the difference right now, Tigers, his name is Cade Lummel. Did I mention Cade Lummel? Boy, he really stood out that period, and he really kept the Tigers in the game, where they could easily have been behind after that second period. So they're coming down to a 1-goal lead, the section final to go to state. Pressure all of a sudden is on the number 2 seed, not the 3 seed. For the kickoff, they're playing the Rocky theme here in the St. Louis Park Community Arena here. So they'll get together for the Wings here as they hopefully are not playing the final 17 minutes of hockey here in the 2020 season.
Will Brown will face it off here against Jack Campion to begin period number 3, and we're underway in the third as the Tigers win it. Banked ahead too far for Adam Brown, and it is going to be an immediate icing call against Delano. Not what they wanted.
Not a good start. Nope. The Delano crowd trying to get their team fired up here.
Wings able to control the draw. Here's Wiesjohn firing over the top of the net. He got a little bit of space to work with that time.
Karen in again, Jay. Jeepers. He's played a great game for the Tigers.
Brown a turnaround try, and now Wiesjohn up with it here for the Wings. That past Anderson. Chuck Campion sending it ahead. Flip back in. Chuck Campion gathering it across to Keranen here. Again, the Wings being an aggressive up on the forecheck.
I would expect them to start bringing the body a little bit more. They've already got the legs a little bit tired up for the Tigers. They put more body on them, that'll just tire them out that much faster.
Matt Campion trying to dig that puck free. Now it comes loose. Battersher giving it to Matt Campion. Fires. And Rommel makes the stop and will hang on. There was not a great angle to shoot from there, but again, the turnover forced, and Battersher did a nice job sliding that pass over, and that's a reasonably dangerous opportunity there.
Absolutely. Another face-off inside the Tiger zone.
Wings have done well winning these draws too. Shot over the top of the net. Banked ahead, but not out. Thrown to the front. Here's Matt Campion trying to come up with it. Good recovery defensively there by Colin Lommel, the defenseman. Now sent into the wing zone. Reeve back there to stop it. Steinke first to it. Sent back into the Delano zone. Colin Lommel back to pick it up. Oh, that went off a skate. They nearly turned it over. And then the next pass gets past everyone. Sent around towards Steinke, but intercepted by Weber. Turns and throws it at the net, but goes wide. Back across. Steinke banking it ahead. Keranen intercepting there. Matt Campion a hit on him. Keranen knocking it down over to Weber. Weber getting past the D, but then a sliding block. Keranen will relay it back into the wing zone.
I wonder if Kerenen's going to leave the ice this period, boy. Already he's been called on a number of times.
Back out to center. Will Brown stepping up and relayed back in. Reeve will stop it. Axel back to play it here for AC. And nearly a turnover force there, but they'll get it out. Anderson dropping it nicely to Wiesjohn. Wiesjohn faking the shot. Now slides it out front. It's a goal.
There we go.
We're tied up at 2 apiece. Wiesjohn sending it out front, and I believe it was Anderson who deflected it in.
Boy, give the puck to the hot hand, and he finds a way to get it done. Wiesjohn coming through. Beautiful move here as he came around the side. He could have taken the shot. He held it, drew the D, and let both of his big forwards, 6'5" Ben Anderson, bury himself in front of that net. And he got the puck to him, and in it went. Nice move right here. Bang. Well done. Well played. That's as pretty a goal as you'll ever see. Look at that. With the defenseman hanging all over him.
20th goal of the season for Anderson. And we are even up at 2.
Oh boy, now we got a hockey game. Love it. Tie game. 14 minutes left. Section final to go to the state tournament. Okay, now if you're the Wings, Jay, you get that puck and take it as far down into the Delano zone as you can. You make them go 200 feet, and you wear them out by forechecking the living dickens out of them. Delano's forwards got to come alive and get more active here. They got to put pressure on this Wings point, who are pinching quite frequently, and break way behind, like the second goal they scored, where they snuck a guy behind the Wings defense, get an opportunity. But they got to start changing the sides of the ice here.
Keranen up with it off the draw, around for Weber. Burns chasing it down. Adam Brown briefly had it, but lost it. And this pass a little too far out front of Wiesjohn. It's going to be icing here against the Wings. And then guys get tangled up on the way to the net. Don't think there was any malice there. They just got a little tangled up.
Campion did what he had to do. They probably know Campion, actually. They could probably talk to each other, but good play by Campion. He had to shield him off, but if they hadn't been icing, that could have been an interference call. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Delano has not taken the penalty in this game, have they, Joe?
Correct. Just one total for
the whole game.
AC.
Yeah, which is good for AC. They've done a great job minimizing that.
See if Delano now, I mean, it's not like you can just turn it off and on, but they've been kind of playing like protect mode for a while. Now it's no longer a lead to protect. They're tied, so see if that makes them a little more offensive minded, or you know, not that they haven't been trying to be, maybe a little more, but the Wings have really frustrated them. Knocked away there from Jack Potter and then sent in.
Ooh. Boy, a stick blocker save scares me sometimes.
Yeah, he's done it a few times.
Yeah.
Offside as guys get a little tangled up there. Joe Campion mixing with Benjamin there.
Orange and black ain't mixing well with red and blue tonight so far. There's some angst going on.
Gonna bring it out to center ice for this face-off. Backhanded in by Oja for Delano. Ooh, nearly a turnover there. Now Teddy Campion, a swing and a miss at that one. It's relayed back in deep. And floated out by the Wings here. Good hustle in on that forecheck. Essen working hard, or I'm sorry, Haugen thrown toward the net, but controlled here by Delano's Peterson. Drop it back to the D, and then a long pass that does make its way through. Nice poke check there, and lifted back out. Anderson back to get it now for the Wings. Banked ahead, and it winds up with Jack Campion. The shot, oh, and Lommel was saved. Boy, the odds of completing that pass didn't seem very good, and all of a sudden it found its way right there to Jack Campion.
That could have been an ugly turnover too, but look at this coming in, and boy, that was a cannon. That had some juice to it. Nice save by Lommel. Again, he was outside on top of the crease. He had the angle cut down nicely. He's played really, really well tonight for the Tigers.
Jack Campion is the leading scorer for the Wings. And almost got one there. Pass ahead. It bounces away there, but recovered and sent in by Wiesjohn. Now freed up by Wiesjohn, trying to put it out front. Keranen blocked that. Keranen, a nice job to spin away. And then that pass is behind everyone. Joe Campion back to get it. Sending it ahead toward Anderson. That one takes a crazy carom up and out of play.
Wow.
So we get a whistle with 10:57 to go in the third. Armstrong-Cooper has battled back to tie it up here at 2-2. They trailed 2-0, and Got some girls basketball action coming up Saturday as Park Center will take on Champlin Park. Semifinal round game in Section 5 of Class 4A.
Well, we're down to about 11 minutes left here now.
Tigers win the draw. That rush intercepted at center ice, and now Wings trying to advance it. The battle along the blue line there, and Potter coming away. Jack Potter. And that one thrown toward the net. Lamo will make the glove catch and hang on. You don't really see all that many left-handed goalies. It always kind of surprises you when he's snaring it with that right-hand catching glove.
Well, Potter did a nice job there for the Wings. He saw that he was in by himself, and he just hung it to the boards and just held it down there until the rest of his teammates could catch up. Now they got a face-off down inside the Delano zone.
Anderson throwing the check. Chuck Campion is ridden out hard there by Wiesjohn.
A little more of the body by the Wings this period, Jay.
Bouncing free to center. Weber up with it. He had Delano's second goal. Plays it in deep. Axel carrying it ahead. Now finding Wiesjohn. Nice pass. Oh, tried to go across to Jack Campion. Well read by the D there. Back out top. Anderson is pressured. And it's blocked by Karanen. Tried to go back to the point, but that one is picked off. Flicked ahead. Brown to himself. Fires. Reeve had to make a stop. Brown gets it back into the slot, and Will Brown had to go off the heel of his stick. And back out to center. Boy, it's been so long since you even really thought of a scoring chance for Delano. They had virtually nothing in the second.
Who's the Armstrong-Cooper goalie?
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
Gee. It's a good thing he touched the puck that day. At least he got a touch on it.
Now carried in behind, and this pocket picked.
Oh, nice check. Jeepers. Here you go.
Holland back to get it, and then misfired with that pass as they tried to come up the left side. And
that's what I was talking about, Jay. Yeah, grab that thing and go. He didn't need to pass it there. He wasn't that good an angle for a pass. Just keep going. They get a little scared, though. I know now that tied the game up, the defense doesn't want to get stuck too far out of their zone or up ahead of things. But it might revive this offense for the Tigers.
Off the draw, puck stayed loose in the circle for a while. Now chopped out by Paulson and then thrown right back into the Delano zone. Colin Lommel there to pick it up and misfires with that one. Going to be an icing call against Delano. And again, they have just had very few clean outs really for the second and third period.
Time will tell here with about 5 minutes left in this period. We'll see how much legs the Tigers got. Because Armstrong-Cooper, they're just going to keep dropping it deep down and making them go 200 feet every time. Try to forecheck the dickens out of them.
Jack Campion, yet another face-off win. That shot was blocked, pushed out to center, and a chance for a rush the other way. Karanen looking for Weber. He tips it. Reeve able to stop it. As Weber just reached out. Now net has come off. I don't think we're having a penalty call out of this, just the net off. No. You see Weber reaching, and he did get it on net.
Good effort by Weber, very good effort. They needed that kind of effort. Reeve was up to it. But why not? He really stretched himself out to get a stick on that puck.
Anderson trying to retrieve that pass, throwing it through neutral, but Weber intercepted it there. Ooh, and then Anderson steps up to it, throw a check. Here's a chance over Brown, and Will Brown missed the net. So Delano showing some signs of life offensively here in these last couple minutes for sure. And offside there.
Yeah, 2 mistakes there. Brown missing the net, get it on net, make them work for it, and then this offside. There's a clean break. That could have turned into a 3-on-2 inside the zone for the Wings.
Off the draw, played it deep into the Delano zone there. Craig Holland and back to pick it up. Aaron sending it over to Dunnigan. Got away from him though. Or missed him, I should say, and it's an icing call against the Tigers.
Bad pass into the skates. It was kind of a wide angle, and he didn't want to take a chance to let the Armstrong-Cooper defense step up on it on him. Again, should have just kept carrying it. Get it out of the zone, then make the pass or dump it in.
Face-off win there by Peterson of Delano. That pass too far though up the wing and thrown back in. Chip loose out to center. Evan Axel back to play it for the Wings. Intercepted, but then taken right back. Kubelback throws it in. Wings trying to dig it free, but instead it's relayed to their blue line. Long pass ahead, and Voorhees will tip it in deep and then head off on a change here. 7:25 to go. We are tied up at 2 apiece. Delano took a 2-0 lead in the first, but Armstrong-Cooper scored 1 in the second and 1 in the third and really dominated play, particularly in the second period. And he had to wait there. Brown did because the teammate was still in the offensive zone. Back out. Joe Campion will try to send it back in. Instead, he hits the players in the Tigers bench, so a whistle here. It's safe to say the next goal is kind of enormous in this game, Dan. I mean, whoever goes ahead at this point, it's getting down to crunch time for whatever team falls behind, if one does, in regulation.
Thou art a wise man, Jay. That's absolutely the case there. I mean, we haven't had a plethora of goals scored. They've been hard to come by. Next one's going to be the big one.
Yeah, you almost sort of feel like it's overtime already now. I mean, obviously that's not the case, but in practical sense, and in a lot of ways it is similar to that feeling.
Well, the only thing I can say though too, as badly as Delano's been outplayed, remember in the first period they didn't have that many chances early and they managed to squeeze 2 goals out of it and took advantage of an opportunity. They've only had 1 real opportunity this period by Weber in front.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of times these section games don't necessarily come down to who has the most shots on goal or who outplayed who. It's all about putting the puck in the net.
Yep.
And things getting a little heated there as Wiesjohn barking at Peterson.
They've been going after it the whole game. Peterson's kind of gotten into Wiesjohn's grill. Why? Wiesjohn's been playing a very aggressive game, and I don't think Mr. Peterson appreciates it very much. Boy, Wiesjohn's really stepped up though, hasn't he? He's been some kind of factor in these sections for the Wings. I don't know, between you and me right now, it's which goalie's going to stand up, which one's going to find a crack.
Battersher will throw it in here for the Wings. Lommel, a nice pass around. Got it to Pinanimi and then broken up. They'll have to regroup and go again. Craig Holland throwing it nicely up the middle. Here's a chance. That one's sailing up over the net off Dunnigan's try. And thrown to the front. Dunnigan up with it again, trying to put it into the slot. Kept in Thrown to the front again, intercepted though by the wings, and will be Jack Potter. Ooh, down he goes.
That should have been.
Bench wanted a penalty there.
That should have been, no question. Delano got away with one. That was a trip all the way.
Sent around, I think time and score dictating maybe that the whistles become a little bit less likely to go in that spot, right?
They're a lot closer to the pocket than they are the mouth right now.
Yep. Centering pass there, goes off of Dunnigan's stick. Tipped up over the net. Adam Brown getting to it and will ice it here for the Tigers. So 5:06 to go. Another look at this one here. Ooh, that was a hold. The boards.
That was a hold. Yep, no question about it. Boy, here's the other thing. Where's that first line for Delano? Yeah, I mean, Weber had one opportunity here, but boy, they have done nothing since the first period.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Tigers earlier this year, but I have to admit I'm maybe a little bit surprised at just how much they've been outplayed by the Campion, Anderson, Reese-John line.
Yeah.
There's a shot denied. Second opportunity for Weber. Oh, it trickles just wide. Here's another crack, and it's denied again as Will Brown had the shot. Whoa, boy, Delano just about retook the lead there. Couple of great opportunities.
Reeves stepping up to the plate, though, and goal for the Wings. Keep your eye on the goalies. Keep your eye on the goalies.
Adam Brown trying to drag it to the front. Fires. Reeves fights it off. And the centering pass was blocked. Brown gets it back. Nope, lost it. Tried to chop it loose. And this one bounces free out to Reese-John. He's alone for the moment. And that shot attempt block. Ooh, and then Reese-John threw a heavy hit down in the corner. Things getting physical again. Tried to get it to Reese-John. That one knocked down and sent out. Vernon throwing it toward the Wings net. Carried in here by AC. Matt Campion. Now a turnover and the Tigers come back the other way. 2-on-2, and that shot sailing wide off the stick of Oja. And another opportunity. Oja will turn and relay it back in. Reeve gloves and drops. Fluttered up and out of the way. Here's another look at these great opportunities for the Tigers. Weber, oh, that one.
That had chance.
And then the second opportunity as well. Reeves scrambling back into position, and Will Brown probably thought he was going to find the back of the net there. Instead, Reeves
stayed on the puck with his eyes, got himself balanced and centered, anticipated where it was going, kept his eyes up, and he pushed out a little bit too. He didn't get kicked back into the net with all the bodies around him.
Give Delano some credit here. They've been outplayed for long stretches, but they come back and have played well down the stretch of this third period.
Well, they've dominated in third period throughout the season. They've outscored their opponents 35-13 in the third period.
And they have come on strong late. That's going to be an offside as their bodies tangled near the blue line here. 2:51 is all that remains in this one, in regulation time anyway. 2-2 our score.
Well, as you were talking to Delano, coach, he talked about the basics and stuff, but he said the one thing they are doing well is they are finishing. They have been finishing all year.
Off the draw, Jack Campion will send it in deep. Amo couldn't come up with it cleanly and had to scramble back in net. Now Reese-John behind for Anderson. Ooh, and that one deflects toward the corner. And then thrown at the net. Jack Campion up with it again. Barron unable to get the pass away, and then goes awry as Axel will come back to play it here for AC across to Steinke. And relayed back into the Tiger zone here with 2:15 left in the third. A 2-2 score. Matt Campion around the D. Try to get it to Wiesjohn. Matt Campion gets it back. Now Wiesjohn controlling. Falls. Oh, a penalty coming up against Delano. That one will be called. Matt Campion back out to Joe Campion. That one's off a shin pad. Ooh, and then Brown throwing a big hit. Whistle sounds. That penalty will be called. I don't think there's a second one, but we're going to get the
6'1" against 6'1" in that hit there, and that was a nice clean hit. Adam Brown did a nice job taking him out. But here we go.
It is Brown who gets the tripping penalty.
Yep.
Right there.
Lost control of his stick, and they'll call that every time. He's pretty down right now. He's just praying right now that nothing happens, that they can kill this penalty off.
Only a minute 45 remaining. We'll see if somebody takes a timeout. There's the second one where Brown kind of got shoulder to shoulder. And
nice clean hit, Jay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I would agree. Joe Potter went down.
Yep. But here's the deal now. Delano does have an advantage. They can ice the puck now in the minute 45. But I would imagine here, well, no, that ain't going to happen. I lost my mind for a minute. Here we go.
Off the draw, Tigers get to it first. Joe Campion able to keep it in. And now cleared out. Reeve will stop it. So a late power play chance here for Armstrong-Cooper. They have rallied from a 2-0 deficit. It's even at 2, and they've got a man advantage. First power play for them all night. Here's Wiesjohn. Knocked down there. Here's Joe Campion across. Down low with it, they work. Now back out. Across to Joe Campion. Blocked, but he was able to keep it in. Campion, that long reach, pushed it down deep.
That was the difference there. You cannot hit the shin pads in that situation. You've got to miss.
Anderson giving it up into the circle. Oh. Nice interception there.
Is that Mike Weber?
And cleared right back ahead. Joe Campion with it at center. Under 40 seconds to go. Wings get it into the offensive zone deep. Wiesjohn picking it up. Dropping it to Joe Campion. Anderson spinning it to Wiesjohn. Pass was tipped, but Jack Campion picks it up. Then a bouncing puck kept in though and across. Joe Campion, the tip out front, save. And the rebound pushed wide, and the Tigers will get it out, and that might eat up most of the remaining time.
We're going to overtime.
Long pass across. Final seconds tick off, and we are going to need overtime to decide the Section 2A champion. Whew. AC getting one pretty good opportunity late in that power play, but unable to convert. So we'll get a little rest period and then an 8-minute overtime. The penalty does carry over into OT. There's 15 seconds remaining. Let's take a quick time out here. At the end of regulation, it is Armstrong-Cooper 2 and Delano 2.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Oh, baby, what a hockey game here tonight. It is 2-2 heading to overtime. Armstrong-Cooper and Delano. Tigers went up 2-0 in the first. Wings dominated the second, got one to make it 2-1. Then they scored fairly early in the third to even it up, and then down the stretch, it's been a little crazy back and forth. Delano probably actually had the better of the chances on the home stretch. Yep. But neither team able to score, and there is still a 15 seconds to go in a power play for the Wings to begin OT, as the first penalty of the game for Delano went against Adam Brown for a trip.
I just don't want to see a silly goal here. I want it to be an honest goal. Both these goaltenders have played too well to have something like that end the season for them. There's a big hurt, too, for the Tigers. Having Brown out right now.
The good news is that the first minute 45 has already been killed.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
They're trying to get the scoreboard situated. At first, they put up 8 minutes of penalty time for Brown. He wasn't going to go with that. And now they put 8 minutes on the main clock, but they still need to put the penalty back on there.
Wow, that's usually stored right into the clock. You can get an idea of the crowd here, and it's packed and they're rocking. Pretty much everybody's standing in the student sections on either side.
Here we go to OT. Anderson trying to dig it free here. Around, Joe Campion comes up with it, drops the pass off. Across it comes. It couldn't quite pull the trigger there. Penalty time is over. Brown's out of the box. Jack Campion trying to center it, intercepted by his cousin Chuck. Now bounces off Joe Campion and relayed back in deep. Anderson has it. Looking out front as Wiesjon for a split second was kind of alone, but couldn't get to it in time. Now along the front. Oh, it's off the pipe. Oh, it was close. And now flipped out to center, and a rush the other way comes Paulson. Paulson trying to turn the corner, fires, and Reeve with a huge save. Now the Wings pick it up. Oh, AC just about ended this. Had Lummel beat, but hit the pipe.
Half a second, or half an inch. Would have made all the difference. You know, it's great, though, too. Both teams kept playing. Nobody hesitated. They all kept playing.
Joe Campion turns and reverses it here.
Not a good move.
Campion tipping it ahead. And that pass too far. Kiernan steals it, but it's blocked. Battersher. His shot blocked, but the Wings get it back, and a shot fired just wide by Matt Campion.
Boy, this crowd is just standing, and they are electrified. Every shot on goal, they're just kind of, everybody's holding it back. Look at that opportunity. A half-inch little to the left, and that would have been in, and Armstrong-Cooper would have been headed to the state tournament.
Another key face-off, and Jack Campion has been superb on draws here. He's won a lot of them and won them clean. This time, though, not the case. Pushed back down toward the corner. Anderson took a hit. Puck over skated, and now Anderson able to come back up with it for the Wings. Axel trying to send that puck in deep. Tigers get it out. Popped over Hollinen's stick. Nice little move, though, by Mark Hollinen. Now the long pass ahead. Here comes Adam Brown, one-on-one, but forced out wide. Brown putting it out front, and it went through, and now it's been Anderson the other way. Anderson going to the net for the Wings. It trickles wide, and then a follow-up. Jack Campion sliding it across. Now Anderson, ooh. And that one was kind of whiffed on a little bit by Lummel as he tried to cover it.
Boy, Lummel had to be sharp there. He looked like he didn't quite know where it was, and all of a sudden it popped out, and he didn't have a stick or glove down. You can see kind of the tension on Coach Charleston's face here. He knew what happened here. Yeah, this is a tough time as a coach, too, Jay. There really isn't too much you can do. I mean, you put the players out there and let them get it done.
Kiernan carrying it ahead. Joe Campion batted it, but recovered here by the Tigers. Centering pass. Here's a shot. Oh, boy, and that one deflecting up over into the netting. There's an opportunity in the slot from Gunnar Paulson. Whew. I think I must feel yeah, there was a
good deflection by Reeve there, but then he got stuck down low. And they saw it. They went up high. They missed.
Wings able to win the draw here. Here's Matt Campion carrying it. Throws it into the Delano zone. Trying to get it out, but Matt Campion controls it. Shooting blocker stopped there by Lummel. Then a follow-up try as Potter put it at the net. Tigers back in a box defending. Here's Kiernan trying to step up and get it out. Potter stays with it. Here's a chance. Oh, Lummel will save. And the rebound, and he's able to make that stop as well. And then bodies crash in and knock the net off. Whew. Another good opportunity here for the Wings. Look at that.
And another one right there. He just held his ground. He's just been cool as a cucumber the whole game. Lummel for the Tigers. He's getting tested, I'll tell you right now. He's getting tested big time. He's really held up well. In fact, I got to tell you, both goalies have played superbly tonight. Both of them have played very well.
Tigers get control of the draw. Can't get it out, though. Here's Jack Campion. Kiernan forces him wide and delivers a check. Again, Tigers being bottled up in their own zone quite a bit here in this OT. Weber drops it out and then relayed right back in.
Well, Delano's not getting a chance to change that much here as they get bottled up in that zone, and sooner or later they're going to get tired.
Kiernan overskated it. Jack Campion up with it. Campion turns, fires at the outside of the net. And tipped ahead. Weber giving chase now for Delano as they complete a change. Wiesjan, oh, that one intercepted. But good recovery there. It looked like for a moment Peterson was going to get a chance. Thrown out. This is going to be an icing call against the Wings. So with 3:25 to go in OT, we will head back into the Armstrong-Cooper zone. I was starting to say earlier, Dan, imagine if you were a player or a coach or a parent. I mean, I'm up here all uptight and up tense on all the heavy rush that comes into place. And imagine if you're them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Wilcox is standing. I've never seen him stand when he called the game. I love it.
Thrown ahead now. Potter making a move, puts it out front. Oh, and Lummel, another stop there. Bank back into the Delano zone. You never know, but the volume of chances AC is getting, you certainly feel like it gives them a better odds to get the game-winning goal than what Delano's been able to do so far.
Yeah, but you know, you got the Lummel factor. The kid's really played well for them. I mean, he's had to make more stops, way more stops than Reeve has. No question about it.
And it only takes one at this time of the game, too, obviously.
It.
Forecheck put on by Battersher there. 2.5 minutes to go. Here comes Adam Brown. Brown. And that one is blocked. He tried to drag it back to himself, and the Wings able to get it out. Jack Campion chops it ahead into the Delano zone. Ran into his cousin Chuck there.
Finally, their D rushed the puck. Great.
Kieran's pass getting beyond Weber. Weber up with it, though. Kiernan trying to throw one at the net. That one deflects out of play here as we go under 2 minutes to play in the first overtime. I think I need to add that first part now, Dan, as we're getting late in this OT.
Boy, that was a big move Kiernan made. That was an excellent move. He finally needed to get that puck out of there. And it created a situation now where they got a face-off down in the Armstrong-Cooper zone. It's really a shame one team's got to lose this game, but even more so for Armstrong-Cooper. They have played a really good game.
Wings get the draw around for Anderson. Looking for Jack Campion. With speed up the right side. Campion puts it out front, and that one deflecting wide. To the Wings line, but no further goes the Tigers. And this one going to be an icing call against Armstrong-Cooper, and back into their end will come with 1:31 to go here in OT, the first OT that is. Perhaps there'll be more, perhaps not.
Situation speaks for itself.
Off the draw. Sent back out again, and let's see, this might be another icing, and it will be.
Well, all of a sudden now the Wings are causing all the icings now, which is that's been kind of a throwback since the second and third period. They didn't have too many of them.
Tigers get the draw, then that shot attempt blocked. Potter can't get it out. Adam Brown had his pocket picked. Potter trying to drag it through. He was knocked down and cleared back out. Brown banking it ahead, but knocked down by Joe Campion there. Under a minute to go in the first OT. Still at 2-2. And
he put his hand out.
He recovered a fumble there in front of the boards.
You have a scrum on the boards.
Again, right or wrong, I think at this point something's going to have to be really obvious to be called a penalty.
I would think that's a very fair assessment of the situation.
Interesting, last night the Blake Benil game ended on a penalty shot for Blake.
Yeah. And no one wants to see a game end that way.
Under 45 to go in OT. That one off Wiesjohn's skate. Chuck Campion back to get it here for the Tigers. Gets the pass away, and then they fanned on the first try to get it out. Here's Peterson. Here comes Ben Anderson now. Wiesjohn going to the net. Anderson floating it for him. Oh, boy.
What a save!
That was a great setup. Boy, Anderson and Wiesjohn were on the same page. Just a little saucer pass looking for the redirect for the game winner. But Lommel able to close the door. Boy, he got more.
Wow.
He got more on that than I first realized.
He did.
Tried to tip it through the pads, and Lommel just got him closed in time.
The way Lummel's playing here now, I don't think he should spend any money at McDonald's. I think his teammates ought to take care of it.
Wiesjohn getting a shot, but that one hits traffic. Thrown out front again. Under 10 seconds to play. To center. Chop back into the Delano zone. 3 seconds. Looks like we're going to need a second OT to decide this one. We have reached the end of one overtime. And it is still 2-2. Now they will resurface, and it'll be a 17-minute overtime for the next one, a regular period. So at the end of the first overtime, Armstrong-Cooper 2 and Delano 2 here on CCX Sports.
1,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back here. It's been quite a night at the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Armstrong-Cooper 2, Delano 2 after one overtime here in the Section 2A Boys Hockey Championship. The winner headed to the state tournament at the XL Center, and the loser is going to be disappointed here. Armstrong-Cooper, again, pretty well controlling things in that first OT, getting the best of things as they outshot the Tigers 6-2 in that OT and got a couple of grade A chances as well. You see the shots overall 33-15, and each team has taken one penalty. Delano's came very late in regulation, and they were able to kill it off. And so we stay knotted up. The teams get a little breather now and get back and maybe get hydrated a little bit and maybe, eat some oranges or something like that to try and get themselves ready and take a deep breath and get ready for our second overtime here. So we'll take a timeout. Zamboni doing its work. I think all the fans taking a big exhale too as we get this intermission. So we'll come back with our second overtime here on CCX. Owen Reeve and the Wings out for the second overtime here. Delano and Armstrong-Cooper played to a 2-2 tie through 3 periods and then 1 overtime. So now a 17-minute regular length period here for the second OT.
Well, we should see a good pace here at the beginning of this period. Now they got a little rest and the legs should be back. But as you and I were talking in between periods, Jay, right now it's important to get the mentality into your players that you play to win. Don't play not to lose. Play to win. Be aggressive. Go after it. Go down firing if you're going to go down.
Yeah, you're not looking to pace yourself at this point. I mean, you got to have each shift knowing that could be the one that ends it.
Yep, exactly.
And you and I were talking, off camera too, that ice time this is where coaches are in their money a little bit too in terms of deciding how often do I put that first line out there. You obviously can't play them exclusively, but at the same time, when a game's going to be decided, you want your best players on the ice.
Well, both the top lines in each of these teams will be double shifted on that. Now Armstrong-Cooper has really built a case for themselves for two and a half periods, really, to be honest with you. They've had the better opportunities. They just haven't been able to cash it in. But at the end of the last 3 minutes of that overtime, Delano got some life back. So we'll see if that carries over into this overtime.
Jack Campion wins the draw. Trying to tip it into the Delano zone. It's popped back out. Joe Campion does get it in. Stop there, but here's Jack Campion first to the puck. Boy, Lamo probably wished he had that one to do over again. And Jack Campion getting a shot very early on. Joe Potter back to get it here for the Wings. Tried to go up the middle with that one. Instead, it's going to be icing as they did not connect. And both teams had, maybe more than their share of icings too. And eventually those can come back and bite you occasionally, especially if you, get beat on a draw.
Yeah, this is where faceoffs really are important too.
Peterson and Battersher. Ooh, and it comes right on Reeve off the draw.
Great idea by Jesse Peterson, boy. He took it right off the shot, took a shot right off the faceoff. Maybe trying to catch Reeve by surprise there. I like that strategy. Good thinking.
They'll go again. Face-off one. That shot attempt was knocked aside. Joe Campion back to get it here and sends it up the boards, and the Wings able to break it out. Tried to center it there, and it's off the back of the net. Paulson sending it toward the net. Reeve directs it away. Ooh, and then it went off Battersher's skate and just wide. And then this one sent down the rink, and it is going to be an icing call here. So we'll come back into the wing zone. Garrett Van Bergen looking the same as he has throughout the game here.
Yep.
He's been through it before.
Coach Charleston with Armstrong-Cooper, a little more animated, but you can see the variance in coaching styles.
Ooh, a dangerous pass back to the point. Kept alive nicely by Chuck Campion. They try to work a little give and go. And then that shot attempt blocked, and that one might have hurt a little bit, it looks like. Race for it. Chuck Campion picking it up. Boy, Steinke had to just kind of slide on his stomach toward the bench. That shot hurt him. Here's Will Brown carrying it. Looking now to Adam Brown. Try to put it out front for Weber. And then Will Brown intercepting. Both guys swing and miss there. Drop back now. Will Brown's shot is blocked. And the Wings able to lift it back out.
Delano here now with some new life, really putting up some extra effort, especially on the forecheck here. Doing a great job.
Weber calling for it up the middle, batted, and then just chopped away from him as it almost turned into a chance there. Carried in deep, Battersher, and lost it to Adam Brown, but then his attempt at clearing it winds up sailing over the Delano bench. And it'll be a face-off in the Tigers' end. 14:44 to go in overtime number 2. Teddy Campion out against Tyler Selstead. Both teams with their third lines. Ooh, and there's Campion attempting a shot right off the draw like Delano did at the other end. Pass intercepted there by the defenseman Hallinan. Thrown into the AC zone. Reeves stops it there. Joe Campion around to Matt Campion. Rolled free from him, but he got it out. And then sent right back in here by the Tigers. That might be icing. Yep. Yeah, he wasn't
a foot behind the line.
Was not quite to the center line, so we get an icing call. Good job by the officials. They didn't immediately, they kind of looked at each other to verify, okay, we're good. That's an ice.
Well, the ebb and flow of this game, I'll tell you what, it's been just chills up and down now since these overtime started.
Jack Campion will face off with Jesse Peterson. And Peterson able to win that one for Delano. The long breakout pass here. Sent down deep. Paulson trying to center it. Axel comes in to get it now as Burns threw a check into Paulson. Tipped in deep here by Jack Campion. Uh-oh. Turnover there as Lamo, again, maybe a little too nonchalant with that one and gave it away. And that one will float up into the crowd. A face-off coming up, and obviously fans, you can kind of tell when the puck's along the near side here, we're not going to be able to see it all that great. Much like at Parade Ice Garden where this tournament used to always be. So if I get a little quiet for a moment, it's because I have no idea where the puck is.
Boys, I see a great crowd though. This place is absolutely packed and no one has left the building.
You see a few of the real young kids who it's starting to look like their bedtime, but they're still here. Now here's a chance. Brown has Weber with him. Oh boy, and that was a great chance. And then Reeve has run into the net, comes off as a couple of players went sliding into Reeve. Faceoff will be in the AC zone, I think, because there is their defenseman who slid into his goalie.
Pushed in by Adam Brown, but nice play here by Brown. Nice pull up. He did everything he could to get that puck on net.
Sent in deep here. Ooh, dangerous reversal there.
Yeah.
Got away with it though. Now it's Adam Brown. Putting it out front. Weber, a turnaround try, is up over the net. Nice job to keep it in by Colin Lommel, and then Brown pushes it over to Will Brown. He sends it in behind. Joe Campion getting the pass over to his brother Matt. That one blocked. Ooh, and then Brown went down. Delano fans wanted a penalty there, but won't get it.
How do you think Mr. Brown felt about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turnover forced here by the Wings. Passed out for Matt Campion. A bouncing puck and a swing and a miss. Tigers get it out. It was tips and no icing there. Burns back to gather here for the Wings. Long ahead for Wiesjohn, but it doesn't connect. And thrown back into the Delano zone. Chuck Campion back to get it. He hammers it around. And get it out.
That worked.
Peterson forced wide, shoots, and a big rebound off the end boards there. Garanon couldn't stop it. And now Chuck Campion back to gather it, and he turns and throws it up ice. Here is Jack Campion for Armstrong-Cooper. Tipped over to Wiesjohn by Anderson. Wiesjohn had it blocked. Centering pass here. Chuck Campion, interception, couldn't get it out. Joe Campion fires. Rebound try. Oh, and that one might have hit the pipe. And then another opportunity, a near miss. That one thrown to the net, knocked down, and just tipped out. Ooh, the Wings came awful close right there to ending it.
That's two for Lommel. I'd rather be lucky than good.
Anderson going to the net and turned away. And then the Tigers have to clear it out and ice it.
Well, I just got to say, the most outstanding player right now in this game has been Lommel for the Tigers. He's just done a fabulous job. Look at that. Not a great save there coming from his left to his right. He's really on the puck. He's seeing it well.
Oh,
it looks like a
skate save there, yeah.
Yep. He isn't even phased. He just looks cool and calm as he did the first few seconds of the game.
Pushed up the right side here for Delano. Reeve comes out to clear it away. Trying to start a rush back the other direction. To the point it comes. Ooh, and that one deflecting just wide. Played back to the corner. Wings got there first. Now Delano able to get it out. Joe Campion stops it there, throws it back in. They had to get out of the zone. Kind of reverting back to where the Wings have pretty much been in control here in this second OT. Centering pass there is taken, and here comes Armstrong-Cooper back the other way with Anderson. Has Wiesjohn with him. Then Anderson couldn't get it out front there as they were 2 against 3. Now a rush back the other way for Delano. Paulson dropping the pass back. Oja there. And then the net comes off as a Wings player slides into the net. Wiesjohn.
We're going to start seeing a little bit more of this now as legs lose their dexterity here. As we're getting almost to the halfway point here in the second overtime.
Tigers going to take advantage of having last change here.
Seeing as I can't see, would that happen to be Brown's line?
Yes, Will Brown now the centerman. Adam Brown, Weber with him. Wings get control and back out to center. Oh, and a dangerous cross ice D-to-D pass there, but now Adam Brown will chop it in for Delano. Reeves stopping it nicely behind. Ooh, close to being offside there.
Yep.
And that one deflected. It's going to be a face-off inside the Delano zone.
Long legs here kind of holding back. I think he kept it planted. Yep.
Yep, it was good.
Yep.
Patterson just had that right skate still on the blue line. This will be Anderson taking the draw this time for the Wings. And Delano out of there with it. Olsen pushes it ahead.
No ice.
And dump back into the Armstrong-Cooper zone. Reeves stopping it there. Oh, and a poke check there. Opportunity here on the rush. A shot and a goal. And Delano will win it. Jesse Peterson as they convert off the turnover, and the Tigers will return to state.
Turnover, turnover, turnover. A beautiful poke check. Turned it around, came in and got a good shot. Just beat Reeves clean. Well, town of Delano can celebrate their goaltender because he's the one that actually won this game for them. He kept him in there despite relentless pressure by the Wings.
And his teammates know it too as they come over and are mobbing him. So the sophomore Peterson will get the game winner for Delano, as they will claim the Section 2A championship in this second overtime. Midway through, exactly halfway through the second overtime, in fact, it's Peterson getting a goal that he'll remember for the rest of his life, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a thrill.
You see,
right there.
Poke check by Adam Brown really started this, and then he drops it back, and Peterson just snaps it off. And a good clean goal, like you said, Dan. You know, you'd like to see one like that. And I think the fact that there's almost kind of two shooters here.
Reeves was probably looking for the backside shooter coming down the slot there, expecting that, and caught him by surprise because he just rips it right off as soon as he gets it. Excellently well-placed shot, too. I mean, you can't expect Reeves to make a save, that guy in that close with that kind of velocity on it. Well-aimed, well shot. Well, we talked about it, you know, although they've been dominated, they take advantage of their opportunities, the Tigers do. They only get 28 shots a game, but they scored 92 goals, and they've made them count. So that got them a section championship and a return trip to the state tournament.
I'll give a lot of credit to Delano, as they, you know, that's part of being a team that wins in playoff hockey, is to weather the storm sometimes. You maybe are getting outplayed for a good part of the game, but you still hang in there. You don't give up goals, and obviously they got great goaltending tonight, and then come up with the winner. And for the Wings, in one way, obviously it's a heartbreaker. You're super disappointed, but at the same time, in terms of how they played and getting here and all of that, they don't have anything to be disappointed about.
None. They played a very good game overall. They were the better team tonight, but they weren't the better defense tonight. And that's what wins for you championships. And we've seen it time and again. So congratulations to the Tigers. And well done, Armstrong-Cooper.
Yeah, memorable night for both of these programs for sure. Delano, as you see, going back to state. AC kind of reaching new heights for their program as a co-op, and obviously, like we said, it's been a really long time for either, when Armstrong-Cooper were separate, to be this far either. And it's not easy to get to the state tournament, and it shouldn't be.
No.
And that's why it's so much fun.
Yeah, well, you get to this game, you're one of 16 teams left in your class. That's a pretty good statement to make. So good for them. Exciting hockey game. It was just fun to do, and well, next season.
Yeah, hats off to both of these teams. This will be our last hockey telecast of the year. We understand the Maple Grove Crimson have made their way into the state AA tournament, so watch for that one on Channel 45, and congratulations to them as they defeated Blaine in Section 5 AA. Again, hats off to both of these teams tonight. Really a heck of a hockey game here. Delano headed to the state tournament as they defeat Armstrong-Cooper 3-2 in double overtime. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night here from St. Louis Park.